Take it away, Susan.
Robert, I'm going to tell you something that I've observed since we came back home from
Keep
the
going. I'm going to turn on the light. Yep, yep,
You're going to turn on the light.
yeah. Trying to get myself out of the dark. Okay, go ahead.
um, so there were 150, 175 people there. There were keynote speakers. You actually were given three, or was it four? Four, including the toolkit,
Okay.
different opportunities to talk. You did a keynote of your own, which is amazing. You did a keynote with Larry Gifford. You did a breakout session with a toolkit, and you did a breakout session with me in which we talked about the care, wellness providers.
And that big question, what's a laugh worth, which I still love as a title. I still
What's
think
a
we've
laugh
got a
worth?
lot more exploring to do with that.
I agree. And what was happening was, like, other people do improv and it's applied in different ways.
Uh-huh.
But what you've done and what you've created is a dedicated improv for a dedicated audience. Now, that audience can expand easily into other, even non-medical groups,
Absolutely.
but you targeted a group and you built a whole thesis around the experiences that you had working with us and our memory deficits and our occasional cognitive delays and this and that is Parkinson's related. And since we've been home and I've seen the post reflections on the event, you're all over the place. You're all over the place, and the pictures of you are so dynamic. It's just so much fun. I wish I could show them.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. We'll have them up on the site. We'll put them up on Yes and Exercise because we're going to make a whole sizzle reel out of, what is the opportunity of this type of keynote. Um, First of all, again, thank you for all that. Root wise, this really, I think, goes back to a lot of my family that my mom's side of the family in particular, we've been known for in the course of my lifestyle, showing up places and they go, oh, there's the Burns out there, just starting the party, life of the party, the dance floor, and not making it about us, making it an inclusive. I mean, this is what I was, I
You've
was,
been a lone nut all your life. Is that what you're telling me? You were
well,
trained to be a lone nut as a little boy?
I think what I saw is I was trained to have a good time, that a party
Nice.
and a celebration of getting together was meaningful. It was that's part of our culture. And by the way, it was physical and it involved music and it involved inclusivity. And part of that maybe had to do with my grandmother, my mom's mom. She was in a wheelchair most of the time I knew her in my life, and yet we made sure she was always involved. You know, that was never a question. Of course, grandma's
That's
got to be there.
really cool, Robert. So
Yeah,
that is second nature to you from childhood.
yeah, definitely.
Wheelchair notwithstanding, this is grandma. She's part of the party.
No matter, yeah, exactly. Not just there, part of the party. We're gonna roll her on the dance floor. We're gonna move with her. We're gonna make sure she always feels seen, heard, respected. Very important.
That's
And you can translate that. Sometimes those are like the extreme cases, but that's anybody in any social situation
mhm.
can feel that way. And I think that translates that into my DJ career, right? I did that for a long time, finding somebody, say at a wedding, at a party or whatever like that, who was feeling left out. And I'd put the song on, I'd leave the DJ booth and I'd say, come on, in a way, it wasn't going to embarrass them, was just going to invite them, was going
Right.
to say,
And it all in, you jumped off the stage, you're running around the room, you're interacting with people, you're bringing people to you, dynamically with eye to eye contact and going, and it was just countless. You were in stellar company for
it's,
other keynote speakers, and
yeah,
you still stood out.
it's funny to me that that's as big of a deal as it is. And at the same time, I recognize that it is. I was talking to a friend about that today, who's also a presenter in his own way. We're talking about styles and the way of things. And, just as we spoke of, I know that immediately is what separates me, is my absolute, lack of fear to step off that stage. people hold on to that stage like it is, their absolute power. And I'm 100% saying, I'm redistributing this right now. This isn't about me. It's about you, and
You
letting them know,
walk.
oh,
Yeah, that is so cool. You walk your walk. It's
yeah,
so cool.
because you can stand up there and you see the difference. I'll encourage people to say things and they'll kind of say things. But if I walk out and I talk to people or I sit down with somebody, and while everyone else is playing a game, I'll sit down with somebody else and just have a conversation. It's like, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah,
And then step right back in and just let them
yeah.
know. Remember, this is about all of us. This isn't
One of
about me.
one of the clips was in a breakout session that you had, and you were standing up next to somebody, and you guys were drumming or something, and it was just action and
Yeah.
vitality. It was just awesome.
Well, that is the nature of improvisation, at least the way I want to teach it. And what I love is what you said too, is the universal nature of it. Yes, our tribe is Parkinson's. And if there are others out there that see it, let's go. Let's bring more of this to the world that says yes and opportunities. Let's do it.
Yes, and
With that, that is your 5 minutes, your daily dose.
5 minutes.